Welcome to the podcast, Appetite for Distortion, episode number 352. My name is Brando, and today we're doing another fan review. Super excited I'm not doing as much as it's hard to keep up. This Guns N' Roses tour, they said not in this lifetime. Now it's forever in a lifetime. And also, since they're the other part of the world where I am, it's hard to kind of navigate, with listeners, a right time. People work, people have lives. So thank you, Leon, for joining us today. It looks like you're in the jungle. If you're watching this on YouTube, you have a giant elephant behind you.
Yeah.
Wallpaper, not a real elephant.
Welcome to my jungle.
Yeah. So where is your jungle currently, if we can ask? Where are you living?
It's my home office. I'm located in Groningen, the Netherlands. Groningen, which is also the location of the latest Guns N' Roses concert here in the Netherlands. And it's not really a big town, but a city in the north of the Netherlands. So about 2 hours drive from Amsterdam, I think. So
okay. And before I forget, I just want to give a shout out to our friend. He hasn't been on the podcast in a while, but Remco from the Netherlands. Years past, he was my quote unquote GNR European correspondent, just to get videos, and that was a while ago. But so this is great to talk to you, and I really appreciate, because I want to experience other parts of the world. I want to experience Guns N' Roses in other parts of the world. And what I'm going to do now is, because I want, again, obviously, if you're listening to this on iHeartRadio or Spotify, whatever, great, use your imagination. But if you're watching this on YouTube, I can share the screen with all of you, which is great. We are now in 2022, and I'm impressed. Here's my Ninja Turtles wallpaper background. Some things do not change. So I posted, it wasn't obviously my original video, as I did not go to the Netherlands. But we'll see if we can find Where's Waldo and Leon. So this was shared by... this is, I'm sure, how would I say this name, Leon? I want to give credit.
Michiel Bal.
Michiel Bal. Yeah. I know it's not Michael.
Michael Ball.
Michael Ball. That's how we say it over here in Queens. Michael Ball. Yeah. But no. Michiel Bal. So this is his video. I don't know if he works in a blimp or what's going on here. But let me shut off the sound. You don't need to have the sound here. But this is that Paradise City. It's an overview, a giant overview of the crowd. Just thousands upon thousands of people seeing Guns N' Roses in the Netherlands. I mean, just look at that. Beautiful.
50,000 people.
50,000 people. And so describe this area of the Netherlands. I mean, it's surrounded by just beautiful trees. Is this a suburban area? Is this a city area? Kind of take us through your
it's in the west of our city. It's a former horse riding track.
Oh,
so they did horse races there, and last year they stopped doing that, or had to stop doing that, because this whole terrain, it's called Stadspark. It's a park in our city. Stad means city in Dutch, and it's being converted into a large terrain to hold events, so like big concerts, big venues, things like the Guns N' Roses concert. So now they removed the horses, maybe unfortunately, but now there's more room for the people. So
okay, what? And the horses should live free. I see the horses in New York City. I don't know, they don't want to be there. I don't want to be there.
Sorry, horse track racing is also not for me. But there was some how you call it, anonymity, and not, I don't know the word. Some people didn't like it, But this was actually the pilot, if you will. There were 3 large concerts in a row last week, of which the Guns N' Roses concert was the last one and the largest. And it was the first trial on how this will go and continue in the coming years, hopefully. So
I would say a success. Who were the other shows, out of curiosity?
The other shows was the Hella Mega Tour with Green Day and Fallout Boy,
Okay.
and Weezer. So 3 bands. Green Day was the main act.
And Billy Joel.
Joe, I also attended that one.
Okay, that's not when he denounced his American citizenship. That was another
show.
No,
but it's the same tour, but we were earlier. So yeah.
That's cool.
So I also attended that concert, and that were like 35,000 tickets sold. So also a big crowd, but not as crowded as Guns N' Roses. And a few days before that, there was an event called Stadspark Live, and it had Crowded House, Rag & Bone Man, Skunk Nancy, and the Simple Minds. So a lot of major acts coming to the Netherlands and our little city of Groningen specifically.
I love to see it. And what's interesting, because Green Day is still very, very popular. I've mentioned before, they were probably my very first favorite rock band. I remember getting Dookie the cassette in my Hanukkah stocking, which I had one of those, a Hanukkah stocking.
Yes.
But they're still very popular. And the fact that Guns N' Roses, without any, yes, Hard School and Absurd, but no new album, not very much press, that they're doing about the Guns N' Roses tour. Yes, Slash is doing press about his ventures, and they're still the biggest band in the world. It seems it's just it's amazing.
It's really amazing. Yes.
But I don't want to play. So if we would be here too long of an episode if we played Where's Waldo? Where's Leon Do?
I'm somewhere in front of the stage.
Let's scroll down on my Facebook page at the AFD Show. Cheap plug, and look at you, Leon Zand man, the Zand man. Look how wow, look how close you are here. And I just get a view. All right, get to music. Look at that, how beautiful. And you are
so the big building that you see there, that's the headquarters of the Dutch how do you call it, the Gasunie, the gas company. Okay. And the other video was filmed from the roof of that building.
Oh, okay. Way to put it in perspective. Okay, very cool. Thank you. Thank you. And so look, okay, so how close were you? I mean, you're pretty close. You got a few rows of people in front of you. How far back would you think you would say you are?
This I was still a little bit further on. I had bought a VIP package, so I had VIP tickets, which was like a dinner buffet, and then you go to the stadium or to the Stadspark, and you get to enter in front, and you go into the Golden Circle, so like the pit in front, and. I was first I stood there where what you see in the video. It was like, I don't know, maybe 30 meters from the stage, I think. And then I got even closer in the middle later on. So I was really close.
Cool. Yeah. Well, let me ask, because I just don't have the funds. Going to these shows is expensive enough. By the way, I'm going with my wife and also one of my best friends and his wife to go see Buckethead. New York City, Praxis, Buckethead's band with Brain is coming to New York City in a couple months. So it's enough, but that isn't as expensive as Guns N' Roses tickets. So my question really is the VIP access, is it worth it? Because you don't meet the band, right? It's just
no. Right. It's well, is it worth it? I personally, I don't think so. So, and just to say, I got this as a present from my father. So he also went with me. So we went as a family. My son also went. It was his first big concert. So we thought, we go VIP. So, but to be fair, well, worth it. You want to be in the Golden Circle. That's the best place if you want to stand in the crowd and you want to be in front, but not too crowded. So the Golden Circle is the best. The dinner buffet, the food that you get, I can also eat something myself. I don't need to go there. And also it's not early entry. You could go early entry, so be the first and go all up to the rail. But in general, we entered the stage at I don't know, maybe at 7, which is pretty late on. So we weren't able to go all the way in front, because all the other fans who had sat there since the morning were already there.
Well, I think I'm also disappointed that at least the meal wasn't. I mean, I don't think it's Fire Festival level you're explaining, but you want something. I don't know. I want to know, like Axel. If I'm paying extra money, I don't know. Axel, if you saw, he can do it. He sent, it was on Melissa Reese's Instagram that he sent her a Whopper on tour on this current leg. I mean, I don't know what her workout regimen is, but all she eats is candy and hamburgers, and she's like olive oil. It's amazing.
I don't think those VIP packages are really a band thing. You know, that are the tour organizers in our country. They decide what you get to eat, and it's not coming from the band, I think. So what I did get was a goodie bag, VIP bag, you know, with a lot of nice things.
Well, what's in the goodie bag? Let's see if you can share.
So yeah, it's an exclusive tour poster. I haven't taken it out of the.
That looks packaging like that looks like a nunchuck though, but it's rolled up.
Yeah, it's just a how you call it, a paper roll with the poster. I got a VIP pass, you know, how do you call it, a lanyard with a VIP pass, but it explicitly says no backstage access and no entrance to venue without tickets. So it's just a piece of plastic.
It's like my Nightrain one that I'm hanging up. It's just
a Guns N' Roses flag.
Okay, you can wave that proudly.
Yeah. What's the word called? You put your hot drinks on it on the table. You know.
Coasters.
Yes, coasters. Guns N' Roses coasters with the famous skeleton heads. And the pins. So.
Oh, and yeah, pins you put on your jacket or your jean jacket, like it's the. I love pins. I still rock pins.
And it's all in this cool goodie bag, which also says VIP. So I'm feeling very important right now.
Yeah, it's a nice, cool, clear plastic bag. You know, reusable bag. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's nice. You know, it's so for us it was a special occasion because. Well, it was my son's first time doing a big concert, and I was with my father, and he used to take me when I was a little boy to concerts, and I've seen Guns N' Roses in the past too with him, so it was like a nice family outing, we call it. It was cool, so yeah.
I want to ask about that. How old is your son, if you don't mind me asking?
He's 17.
Oh, okay. Where's he? He could have joined us on today's episode.
Yeah, no, he's out and about.
Okay, fair enough.
Doing what 17-year-olds do.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. And so do you remember the first concert that perhaps your dad took you to? Did he ever take you to Guns N' Roses specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, actually a couple of times we went. So my first concert was, I think it was in 1984, and it was Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band somewhere in Rotterdam, I think, in the Netherlands. And so the first Guns N' Roses concert was the first Use Your Illusion tour concert in 1992, in June of 1992, in the Feyenoord Stadium in Rotterdam, which was amazing because I was a big Guns N' Roses fan by then. Mm-hmm. Had been since I first heard Paradise City. So that would be like 1987, I think. The song arrived in the Netherlands, I think. So, and in 1993, I went to the second Use Your Illusion tour concert, so a year later. And it was great. I have very fond memories of those two concerts.
You know, I recently posted, and perhaps I'll ask somebody you these questions and I always say the conversation continues in between the broadcasts. I love these kind of trivia or just like what your favorite set list or your dream concert. Yeah. So I had just asked on a lark, as they say, you know, I've gotten to see Axel DC, I've gotten to see Guns N' Roses with Buckethead, and I've got and Velvet Revolver. Who has seen that specific three? And great responses. People, it's a unique three to see. But there were people like, oh, I've seen Use Your Illusion, or I saw the original lineup, I want to say. And forever, just like you were talking about Use Your Illusion, always jealous of those of you who got to catch them on the Use Your Illusion tour. And I understand that you might have gone to a show that there was a riot. He didn't show up. He was obviously very late. But man, I can't imagine the feeling of just like the danger. Like this is just Guns N' Roses, you know. Like so, how old were you at the time when you were, you know, using your illusion with that tour?
I think I was the first concert I must have been, I don't know, 1992. I think 15 maybe.
Okay,
I'm not quite sure. Yeah.
I mean that's what an age to see that band.
Maybe a little younger even, maybe even 13. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so for me it was amazing because at that time Guns N' Roses was the biggest band on earth. I think I don't know, but their hits were everywhere. You know, the Use Your Illusion albums when they hit the stores, it was like in our country's top news broadcast. They talked about Guns N' Roses, fans sleeping in front of the store waiting for the albums to become available. Yeah, those were the times.
And that's what I'm jealous of. I wanted to, I've talked about this. I wanted to recreate that feeling, hopefully, with Chinese Democracy, but I was just able to walk into Best Buy and get it, no problem. It was no problem. I didn't need to camp out. But speaking of, I guess now Chinese Democracy, Use Your Illusion, we're seeing, and I don't know, the haters will still say stuff about the set list. We're seeing changes. We're seeing Use Your Illusion songs, the new Chinese Democracy songs. So you got to see Street of Dreams. I think it was only the second time because it was just debuted on this tour, but you got to see maybe the second performance of it. Yeah. So take us through it, like, because you mentioned in your original email to me, and anyone who wants to participate, do what Leon does, you know, or did. Just DM me on social media, or sometimes people make comments and I follow up that way. But just leave a comment some way so I can read it. That you had to travel to, this is like where you're originally from. So kind of take us through your day, you know, with your son and your dad getting there and some of the highlights for you.
This was very special because it was in Groningen and I live in Groningen. And normally, where we live in Groningen, it's in the north of the Netherlands. It's a quiet place. It's about an hour drive from anything really happening. So it's a nice city, but outside of the city, there isn't much. So when we go to concerts, we have to drive at least an hour, 2 hours to go to Amsterdam or to go to Nijmegen, which was the location of the previous Guns N' Roses concerts. So now I was able to just go on my bicycle and just do like a 10-minute bicycle ride, and I was at the concert. So that was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, perfect parking. That's usually half the battle is parking, but you were.
Yeah. No.
Wait, so how did you go with your son? Did you have like sidecars on your bicycle? Son and your.
Oh, he has his own bicycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we in Holland we all have bicycles.
Oh, okay.
But
nice.
Yeah, it's very popular to go by bike here, especially in the city. And so I was just going by bike, and I was going to the location where they had the dinner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And my father, he lives in a different part of our country, but he arrived by car, and he was able to park nearby because VIP tickets, you know, you get a parking place. that's you pay, but you get some things for it, you know. Mm-hmm. So it was actually quite a nice experience. And then with the whole group, we went walking to the actual Stadspark, the location where the concert was. And we didn't have to take the normal entrance. We could walk right past it and go through the backstage and arrive in front of the stage and just walk into the Golden Circle. So it was actually quite a nice experience.
Cool. Yeah. So how was, you know what I haven't gotten a chance to ask yet on this current leg, the opening acts. Did you make it in time for, who was it, Gary Clark Jr. that opened?
Yeah. No, actually, I didn't see the opening act. So that's one of the disadvantages of having a VIP package. Then you have to eat, and the sport acts already started. I was able to go. They said if you really want to go, you can skip dinner or you can eat a little faster, and then we bring you to the stage. But to be fair, I wasn't that interested in the support. So it wasn't really my thing. No, I think Gary Clark Jr. is very good, but I was there for Guns N' Roses, and I wanted to rock.
I understand, and also our friend Mark LaBelle in Dirty Honey.
Yeah,
I'm very happy for them that they're touring with Guns N' Roses again.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, they were good, solid support acts. I heard, but I just personally didn't see them. I didn't get to see them. So.
No judgment. If anything, you should be able to take your dinner. Like, give you a doggy bag. Do you have doggy bags in the Netherlands? Like, what do you call it there? Like anything?
Yeah, they call it the doggy bag.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if there was a special animal in that region.
No.
Elephant bag. I'm just looking in, your background. I don't know what.
We are very good at taking American language and injecting it into our own.
I don't know if that's good or bad because our language is very, very confusing. Even for us who speak it. What about the highlights for you? What were you looking forward to seeing? Because again, they're changing the set list. They're moving things around. What were you looking forward to seeing? New songs?
So I was
go ahead.
Yeah, I was hoping to see some new songs because, well, as you said before, Guns N' Roses is, how do you call it? Pretty stable these last years. So they're not in this lifetime tour. Many songs always the same, not much difference between the shows, I think. So I had hoped that they would play some new songs, especially the older stuff, because Chinese Democracy is still a bit, how do you call it? I find it difficult to love it. I think it's a good Axl Rose solo album, not excellent, but good. But I don't think it's a Guns N' Roses album. So that's just my opinion. I know people have all opinions. We sometimes in the comments below your posts we discuss about it, but yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I accept that. I mean, I don't think there's a right or wrong here. It's whatever you like. I understand it's Axl Rose, and it wasn't the Guns N' Roses you're familiar with. However, he moved on. And this is what he created. We could talk about this. Well, we will keep talking about it on this podcast. But yeah, I don't hold it against. If anything, I just want people to listen to it, because even for me at that time, it took 3 listens to really understand, to really digest it, and even a song that you finally got, the Slash and Duff played live for the first time with Axl. What did you think of Street of Dreams? What do you think about that live?
It was good, but not the best song that I saw played. It's a nice song. Mm-hmm. I think it's great that Slash and Duff embrace those songs, play those songs, and all Chinese Democracy songs were nice to hear. I think they're better live than on the album. So I rather hear them play the songs live. And Axl, we all know his voice is kind of problematic sometimes. I don't know. I saw the man up front. He was having fun, laughing, going for it. It was magic. It was great. I loved it. Yeah.
That's all you can really ask for, because this isn't American Idol or Netherlands Idol. You're not required to hit the notes that you were at when you're 20 years old. But everyone who actually goes to these things has a great time, and I think that's because of Axl. He's emanating this. If he was up there upset, and it would have been, I think people would have a different perspective. But also let me ask what Axl has been doing, which has been interesting. Guns N' Roses has covered AC/DC for forever. They've done a whole lot of Rosie, but now they've added Back in Black into the set. That's very interesting. So what did you think about that? Because I've gone on record, and a lot of people who have gone on record, including on this show, Scott Ian from Anthrax, Charlie Benanti from Anthrax, that Axl DC was one of the best things they've ever seen. And so what did you think about, it's not quite Axl DC, but what do you think about Guns N' Roses doing Back in Black?
Yeah, it was very good. I think it was also maybe one of Axl's best vocal performances of the show. He's doing the songs very well. In general, I do think Guns N' Roses play too many cover songs in the set list instead of originals. but then again, some of the cover songs have become, the Guns N' Roses versions are actually the ones that are the best known, So maybe then it becomes their song. But Back in Black was I was very impressed. It was very good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's interesting how Axl's like. I don't want to say he saves, but he just knows how to do the AC/DC songs justice. Where his own songs, it's just sometimes it's you never know how he's going to sing it, but the AC/DC songs, he's always going to sing it the way it's meant to be, the way you imagine it to be sung. But before I forget, I saw a viral tweet where, because Paul McCartney, I mean, my God, I hope Axl plays until he's 80, just like Paul celebrating his 80th birthday. And also a recent show where I'm glad to see Dave Grohl back on stage. That was recent as we're doing this podcast. That's a big deal to see him just back out because that's a difficult thing. But it was a viral tweet that said, "Oh, look at Paul McCartney covering Guns N' Roses." It's the TikTok generation that has no idea. What they thought. Wasn't it with Kanye West a few years ago? Oh, look at Kanye helping out this old man. Who is Paul McCartney? So there are people who think of Live and Let Die and even Knocking on Heaven's Door as Guns N' Roses songs. And personally, I don't count those. Yeah, they're technically cover songs, but I'm glad to see The Seeker not in there as much. I appreciate that. I love The Who, but just why? Just add in something else. That's my personal opinion. They don't have to listen to me, and they don't listen to me. But what about, we know your feelings on Chinese democracy, but what about Absurd? Because they played Absurd, but I don't think they played Hard School, which is interesting.
No, that's interesting. I've heard there were some songs on the set list that they didn't play. So I got the feeling they stopped early, but I don't know really for sure. But you want my opinion on Absurd? Yeah, what should I say? I don't want this to be a negative show. Listen. We are all waiting for new Guns N' Roses songs, and then they come with Absurd and Hard School. And Hard School, I think it's a fine song. It's maybe a little bit too, I don't know how to call it, commercially poppy for me. I don't know. Could use a little bit more Duff McKagan punk, But Absurd. I don't ever want to hear that song again. I think it's really absurd. No, they should stop playing it. I don't know. It's not my kind of song. I really don't get it. No.
I don't know why I like it. So I like your opinion. I wish I was just like, I honestly, one of my best friends texted me after, and all my friends follow me follow podcasts and social media, which is just so funny. Like the intertwining of my people in my life who aren't Guns N' Roses fans, who are learning about it and getting a kick out of all the people commenting like you on my podcast. And he's like, "You really don't like Absurd. You're showing face. You're being nice." I'm like, I don't know why. It's something about it. I didn't like Silkworms, but I don't know why. It's not something I have on repeat. It's not up there with November Rain or Jungle, but I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. I like that you hate it. I don't know why. I love your.
Well, hate is a big word. It's fine for what it is, but I find it hard to see it as a Guns N' Roses song, and I just don't get why they released it. Especially when fans really are waiting for like a more or less regular Guns N' Roses song. And I think a lot of us really don't understand what the problem is, why they don't release such a song, write such a song. I mean, Slash can do it. His songs maybe not as good as the Guns N' Roses songs, but they are certainly worth to be released. They could do a Guns N' Roses song with any Slash song, I think. And Duff has been releasing some stuff. I don't know what's holding them back. I don't understand.
Your what you're saying right now is an opinion of, I think, the vast majority of Guns N' Roses fans, and I think I don't harp on that because, like, what are you going to do? It's up to Axl, and it's part of the mystique of Guns N' Roses. But I think
it's coming from love, such a remark. We all want them to create something, and it doesn't have to be another Appetite for Destruction. I mean, that album was like amazing. How many albums can you do like that? But just give us something.
I think you're phrasing it perfectly. I wish they can hear your comment and that's what I say all the time. Like why I can't get now repeat interviews with Duff or Dizzy or any of the people I've had on before, because new music, for some reason that I've been told, is a hot button issue for Axel or management. And I think, if you want to say pressure, if they owe you an answer, but I think there's a certain line of communication and respectful communication that can happen with fans. And yeah, don't answer the ones be like, whenever you make a post, it can be like Happy Mother's Day from Guns N' Roses, and people respond, "Where's new fucking music?" Those people are annoying. But I think the Leons of the world who are just wondering, hey, can you give us an update? Because Slash said, right, June's almost over. Didn't he predict in an interview last year? He's like, oh yeah, I think we're working on some new stuff next summer. I believe he said next June, when he was promoting for his new Slash and Miles record. And he doesn't get in trouble for that. But when Frank Ferrer talks about new music on my podcast, he gets in trouble, or so I've been told. Or I get in trouble, so I've been told. But so I think there's nothing wrong with what you're asking. It's just a rock band. It's not, you're not asking for their social security number, actual social security. You know what I mean? So I'm with you. I do. I feel it. And it would be nice to have some sort of clarity of why. But that's Guns N' Roses. They don't really explain too much. You love it.
I think a lot of negative feelings toward this band is because of communication or lack thereof. So it's I don't know what it is. Some people will blame the management, blame Team Brazil. I don't know. I just know I love this band. I saw them live. I saw they had fun. They did their thing, and it was amazing. So I don't know what it is, but Axel, he just radiates stardom. I don't know. It's amazing.
I know you honestly, I'm glad we're talking, Leon. You've been a follower of the podcast for a while. You're emanating exactly how I feel, for the most part. And you're like, I don't know what it is. That's why I always say, yeah, you can get somebody like the greatest cover band, the greatest singer, but unless it's that person, unless it's Axl Rose, unless it's Scott Weiland, it's these X factors, to use a cliche phrase, but it's something about them that makes it special. And that's why you can make fun of. I wish I was able to attend the stadium tour with Def Leppard and Motley Crue and everybody. I was working. I'm not going to make fun of Vince Neil anymore. I'd rather see Motley Crue in whatever shape that they're in than some cover band that might sing it or play it better, because that's Motley Crue. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the same thing with Guns N' Roses, and I feel the same exact way. Another song, yeah, buddy.
I said I feel the same, but then again, I play in a Guns N' Roses tribute band, so I'm one of the people. I'm like the would-be Duff McKagan.
I want to ask you about your, which is something we haven't even mentioned yet, your cover band, your tribute band. But just one other question, because I don't think we've talked about this yet on fan reviews, that they're playing. Maybe we did. Forgive me. You're Crazy, the fast version. It's just curious. What do you think about some of the older stuff that they're playing? Shadow of Your Love and You're Crazy.
I love it.
Appetite. Yeah, do more of that.
I love that they are playing those songs. I rather have them playing those songs than cover songs, and they are great. It's amazing. But even the first songs that Guns N' Roses released back in the 80s are great songs. And then when they play them on stage, it's magical. Yeah.
What did your son and your dad think? How did your son feel about his first real concert?
Yeah, he was blown away. He was like, "Whoa, this is amazing! It's large, big." The only thing was it was still pretty much light outside, not dark. So the light show, the visuals, weren't that impressive. They were better in the dark. Also, there were no fireworks in the end, which is really amazing, because I think they do that in every concert, but maybe that was due to our city regulations. I don't know, but yeah. So, no, he found it amazing, and just the crowd being part of like tens of thousands of people and standing there, and yeah.
Oh, beautiful. And yeah, we showed you again, if you're watching the video version of that, the crowd playing Where's Leon, somewhere up in the front. Obviously, before we move on to because I just want to show another clip if I can, because maybe you saw this. I don't know if it happened during your show, but this happened in France.
Yeah, it happened in France, yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about this. So where Slow Slash was almost oh, hold on, I don't want to have the sound there. Shut up. I wish I had a producer. So yeah, if you see, look at the left of your screen, Duff singing during Mr. Brownstone. Where'd it go? Oh, it's the end. Hold on, let me play it again. This is why I need a producer. Move over. There we go. All right, so there's Axel singing, about to swing the mic stand around. Boo! Duff. Slash has to duck. Just him. So did that? We were talking about this before we were talking to the interview is now. Did you see this happen during your show, or you saw it happen?
No, it was in France, but I saw it on Twitter, I think, or maybe on your page. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, as I said before, I think it happened also a couple of months ago. Almost the exact same thing, that Axel was hitting a Slash, or maybe Slash hitting Axel. Yeah, these things happen on the stage.
Could you imagine though? Like that was very. You smashed him in the face, broken his face. What if that broke up Guns N' Roses? I'm so glad he was okay. It would have been really funny if he knocked his hat off. That would have been funny, but no.
You're assuming it was an accident, but maybe it was. No.
This is why you and I are simpatico. That's the one Spanish word I pretend to know. Yeah. I was thinking that you would probably have people believing that was done on purpose, that Axel has been waiting all this time. It's conspiracy theory, waiting 6 years into the reunion to kill with a mic stand. Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah, but we're laughing about it. But if that happened, people would have said it 100%. So that's great, man. Tell us about your band. Your Guns N' Roses tribute band, and do you have a wig? Are you the Duff? Do you pronounce it Duff? How? Tell us.
No, I just pronounce it Duff in the English. No, I do have a wig, but I don't wear it anymore. I sometimes wear a cowboy hat, and I don't know. I wear a Motorhead shirt, and I don't know. Look a little bit like Duff, but not too much. I do have the Red Skull bass guitar, the
nice
famous Duff Mean Machine.
Yeah, that looks looks exactly like Duff's bass.
Yeah, so I do use that, and of course our guitar player dresses up as Slash, so he has the big wig and the hat, and wearing sunglasses, and then it's we kind of resemble Guns N' Roses.
What's the name?
We play. Yeah, we are called Guns of the East because the band is from the east of the Netherlands, we mostly play the Use Your Illusion and Appetite for Destruction stuff. So
How many years you been?
I'd like to think we are the most authentic Guns N' Roses tribute band in the Netherlands. We're not the largest, but yeah.
You know what? I gotta say, because I've become, like with you, friendly with some people who are tribute bands and cover bands. Wow, they are so dedicated. I really respect that. And you all are so, not just up there to play the songs and have fun, but you're so kind of dedicated to getting it right, and you want to be authentic. I kind of get that feeling from so many of you. How long have you been doing this, being in a tribute band to GNR?
I think this is my third year. I think fourth. I think.
Okay.
But we haven't been playing during Corona, so during the lockdown. So, like maybe 2.5 years active duty. Yeah.
Do you play I Want to Be Your Dog or So Fine? Do you do any Duff specials?
Not yet. So Fine, I do want to play. I like that song. But I think we played most Guns N' Roses songs up to Chinese Democracy, just not those songs. No.
Okay. All right. Well, keep us updated.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What is, I asked this of a lot of fans that come on, and maybe you'll say your bass that you just showed us. Do you have a favorite piece of Guns N' Roses memorabilia? Something that's really special to you? I mean, obviously the memory of going with your dad and your son. I mean, that's a special memory. Something maybe tangible that you have, like a ticket or a shirt.
Yeah, I have the Use Your Illusion ticket, which is pretty nice, because back in those days the tickets were actually like little pieces of art. They had the artwork of the album on it. Nowadays, I don't know how it is in the United States, but in the Netherlands you just get a generic piece of paper and the name of the act is printed on it, but it's not anything special.
If you're lucky, for the most part, I guess do e-tickets. I don't even get tickets.
Yeah, just have a QR code or something on your phone, and But back in those days, you actually had the ticket, and it's really nice, really cool.
Is it framed? I hope it's framed. Is it in the?
Yeah, I actually have it framed, but it's not here. No, okay. I could show it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I think that, and other than that, I don't really have. No, I don't really have Guns N' Roses memorabilia that I really like.
Do you have a favorite song? And we know it's not off Chinese Democracy, but what's your favorite song?
I think my favorite is Rocket Queen.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very nice to play on a bass, and it's just a very cool song. So, but I love all their songs. Every song has something in it that is special. So.
You're absolutely right. And there's no wrong answer, even if you say My World. If that's your favorite, that's fine with
me. Wait, let me reconsider.
No. Oh, and let me ask that, because again, I always want to say the conversation continues in between the broadcasts. That's how Leon reached out. If you had to take one Guns N' Roses song, and you had you meet an alien, right? UFO, and you had one Guns N' Roses song to play and be like, this is Guns N' Roses. One person said I would give them My World just to scare them away so they don't take over our world. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But what would yours be if you could pick one Guns N' Roses song to show an alien to explain what Guns N' Roses is?
Ooh,
I know it's very logical.
I think I think I would go for Nightrain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. And it's what's great. I haven't in my head. I haven't named this episode yet because we're obviously still doing it. This episode is called Nightrain to the Netherlands. That's what.
It's a nice name.
Oh, and I just want to give credit. This was Rafael Torres who said it. He wants to give My World to the aliens. Just to mess
okay.
Any ideas they might turn Earth into their world. Very clever. I appreciate that. So if you want to be just like Leon, it doesn't have to be, certainly not the day of the show. That's too much to ask. Although I don't know if there's somebody who ever wants to be like, hey, Brando, you around? I'm at the Guns N' Roses show. You want to talk on the phone for 5 minutes, just for maybe sound? That could be a fun thing to do to add into future episodes. But if you went to the France gig at Hellfest, if you're going to any of the upcoming shows, there are plenty of you who have reached out. Just remind me. My head has been, as is Leon congratulated me. Thank you again to everybody for the well wishes on getting married. I'll put up once we get all the professional video and photos and stuff, I'll put up the video of her sister, a high quality video of her sister reading. Well, and she's marrying us, reading "This I Love," the lyrics to "This I Love." I can't believe I got married.
That's special.
Although I don't know, it's off Chinese Democracy, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but listen, the song is fine, but my opinion is it's not a Guns N' Roses song. It's more like excellent French. It's his solo album. It's I don't know. For me, but maybe because I'm a bass player, I'm more focused on Slash and Duff as being guitar players.
Sure.
And without those two, it's not Guns N' Roses, I think. So you need them present. But that's just my opinion.
I hear you. And so that's why it's very interesting now to see Slash and Duff playing those songs, almost trying to make Chinese Democracy a Guns N' Roses album, for those who don't feel that way, it's playing Street of Dreams, playing Madagascar. I think they have sound checked Twat on this leg. I mean, one of the best songs ever, but is that a Guns N' Roses song? So I completely, absolutely get it. So again, if you're want to be just like Leon, we've been doing this. I'm going to keep doing this as long as Guns N' Roses keeps touring. Fan reviews. So if you were in Prague, if you were in Poland, Dublin, Ireland, which they're doing, as I'm going to put this out the same day, okay, Leon? So I'm going to put this out today, the 27th. So if you're going to Ireland, I have a lot of listeners in Ireland. So I hope to get some Dublin reviews here on Appetite for Distortion. As far as upcoming guests, I will say this, unfortunately, no Steve Jones. I don't know why. I was told like it's going to happen this day or that day. And then it's like, I don't know, it's just not going to happen. It was kind of one of those, I'm talking through other people. So hopefully in the future, we don't know. Again, Derek Day from Classless Act, the opening band for the whole stadium tour. We're going to hear from him live, and also going to hear from the Pop-Off brothers from Lit. And I will give you an update too on the Doug Goldstein book. Spoke to Doug. There are many of you, I figured this is probably a good opportunity, who were worried about Doug because he hasn't been on social media in a while. See, Doug's fine, first of all. His back is fucked up. He had some surgery. He's actually right now getting some workers' comp from his back. Goes back to the days, by the way, Leon. This is going to be in his book, when he fucked up his back trying to save David Lee Roth from a raging husband.
Yeah.
But since then, his back has been fucked up. He had like something to clean out his eyes from cataract surgeries, and also he was working a ton before he got workers' comp. So he's just been crazy busy. We did speak yesterday for a bit, talking about the book, what we want to do, and he's like, "We have a lot of good stuff now. I want to start putting this out there and see and what people are going to give us now." Like he's like, "No, we should try to start selling this now with like what we have." I'm like, "We're not done yet." No, we're in a good place. We're going to get there, but let's start making some noise. So hopefully we'll start making some noise soon sooner rather than later with Doug Goldstein's story, his autobiography. Anyway, so
Leon,
thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. One more plug. You guys
thank you for having me.
I'm assuming your band, Guns from the East, have Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. People want to check you out. Do you have?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. You don't seem to care. Okay.
No, we are Guns. So the best places, I think, either Instagram or we have a website. It's Guns of the East, which is English, Guns of the East .nl. So not .com, but .nl for Netherlands. There you can check us out, and we sometimes put stuff on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram, Leon Zandman @LeonZandman. So maybe that's interesting. I don't know.
Awesome. You're posting Guns N' Roses videos and stuff. You're right up our alleys. You know, we obviously have a lot in common. People seem to mostly like me. So you have a giant elephant in the background. So why wouldn't people want to follow you? So yeah, if you want to be like Leon, just hit me up and we can talk Guns N' Roses and your Guns N' Roses concert experience here on Appetite for Distortion. So that does it for this episode of the AFD Show. When will we see the next one? In the words of Axl Rose concerning Chinese democracy, you'll see it. I don't know if soon is the word. Like Guns N' Roses, we're going to do an encore. Thean and I were talking, and I didn't realize this was in the Netherlands because I saw Del James share this really cool beer, this beer can. So, Leon, show again if you're watching this on YouTube or on our YouTube channel. There's a special. Explain that to us. A friend of yours made this special Guns N' Roses beer when they were in town?
Yes, two people I know. One has a brewery called Eggens Craft Brewing, or maybe Eggens in English. But and the other one is a graphic artist, Dimitri Jansma. And they collaborated and they created this beer. And Dimitri created the artwork, which is obviously Axl. And the name is GRNN, which stands for Groningen. If you say Groningen as the locals say it, it actually sounds like that, spoken like that. So it's a hint to Guns N' Roses, and there's also a slash on it. So it's a very special edition beer, limited edition. There's also another can, but because they also released one last year when the concert was announced. It has a slightly different color. I don't know if you can see it, but so there are 2 special editions. And so we created a little fuss about it, and somehow management got to know about it, and they asked him, the brewer, to deliver some cans to the backstage. And he got some guitar picks and I think some drumsticks from Frank Ferrer as a gift. And so the same night, Del James put a picture of the can on Instagram, so it actually reached the band. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, because that's where I saw it, and yeah, it's a green. Yeah. Kind of looks like user illusion fonts. The Slash and Axl are very cartoony, very cool looking, kind of almost not comic booky, but you've probably seen, for those who have had Guns N' Roses desktop wallpaper in the past, it just kind of looks like that kind of style of art, which I just think is badass. And I thought you were gonna say for a second, when the band found out about it, they did a cease and desist. No, I'm glad that they supported it, because that's very cool. And yeah, man. Okay.
They did their best not to infringe on Guns N' Roses copyright, but they know the story about the Guns and Rosé in the past. It was like a wine, and somebody made, and Axl got rid of it. Yeah.
So I guess,
but there were,
right? Like, why? I guess I don't know what's wrong or what's right. What, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know why one's okay and one's not. But I'm glad your friends got gifts out of the deal and not, a cease and desist.
So far, nothing has no cease and desist has arrived, and it's already sold out. So it's a very limited special edition, and it's not like a big commercial thing, So, sure. But it's fun. These things make it fun. So I was saying it's fun when the band lands in your city and all these things happen around the band. Like these little things. Just today, the news I saw that the Dutch Pinball Museum had invited Slash to come visit them, but Slash didn't have the time. But they did get to send him a T-shirt, and today he sent a photo back wearing the T-shirt. So that's kind of cool,
I think that's great. I think that's very cool. Exactly what we were talking about when we our first ending of the episode. We were continuing to talk, and that's when the can came up, and we're like, okay, I gotta get this back on the episode. Is maybe I take that for granted here in New York, because everybody comes here and there's just so many things to do. And, it's so special to land in these countries and these cities you may not visit, that it's more than just the fans coming out to see you. It's the population, it's the culture celebrating you and doing things like that. And it's, you were telling me that you follow all of them on Instagram, like many of us do, and seeing them out and about in places that you normally would not. I see people on 6th Avenue all the time in New York. I'm sensitized to it, unfortunately. Yes. So I think that's special. So yeah, again, if any of you who are, especially those who are going to see Guns N' Roses in a country, a city that they do not play in often, I want to talk to you. So thank you again, Leon. I appreciate it. All right, so now good fucking night. All right. That sounded like a dying Dio. Oh, by the way, I'll just say this real quick. There's this viral thing on TikTok. Fucking TikTok. I sound like an old man already. I'm only 38. Of Axl sounding like the Herbert, the pervert in Family Guy. Guys talks like this. Do you watch Family Guy? Is there Family Guy?
Yeah, I watch it, but that particular character, I don't know. No.
Somebody sent me that clip, and I kind of ignored it. Then I see today, like Metal Sucks shared it. Sorry, you know what? As we discussed with Leon earlier, is Axl going to hit the notes he hit in his 20s? No. Who does? We're all having a good time. I'm just not going to jump on that bandwagon of trying to make fun of people. I used to do that. I don't know. I grew up. So TikTok is grow up. So sorry. That just made me think. I wanted to get that out because that's a news story about Guns N' Roses that's out there. A quote unquote news story. Axl sounds great. The band sounds great. Everyone's having a good time. Leon's got an elephant. Everything is good in the world. All right. So that does it for this episode of Appetite for Discussion. When will you see the next one? Well, in the words of Axl Rose concerning Chinese democracy, you'll see it. I don't know as soon as the word.